Okay, I think we're on live. Christina's getting some headphones so that you can hear her better. Welcome to Jammy Time. I think we had a couple people joining us on, or maybe Brittany was joining us, but I don't know what happened to her. I think Christina's going to do some shout outs real quick when she gets back. And then after that, we can kind of delve into what you guys might want to talk about. So just remember, in Fresh Sense of Smell our page, there's the Jammy Time photo, and on the bottom or in the comments, you can ask questions in that. You can also ask questions on the live YouTube comments thing. So welcome to Jammy Time.
Okay, tell me if you can hear me.
Back.
Can you hear me?
The same. Maybe it's me. Brittany, do you hear her pretty loud and clear?
Do you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
You can hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Maybe it's just me. Who knows?
Can you hear me okay, Stephanie, or no?
I can hear you fine. It's just, it was louder when you first got on, so I don't know what happened.
Weird. Oh, when I first got on, I wasn't plugged in, so maybe is the microphone working again? Who knows? Oh, no. Trista can hear me. Hi, Trista. All right, I'm going to go look-see-doo-see and see if anyone has any questions. I'm going to do... Hold on. Okay. I never really realized how confusing the YouTube/Google Hangouts, like, what app do I use to watch this? If you're Google Hangouting and I'm YouTubing, like, yeah, it's totally ridiculous. YouTube, Google, streamline that somehow. Okay, I'm going to do some shout-outs. I don't see any questions below aside from just how do I get on. So I'm going to just see if I can do some shout-outs. I only have 4 people on. Tag your teams and go harass them. Text your friends. Also, do you guys have any, like, shout-outs you want to make? I was just going to do our whole group, some shout-outs for PRV, but if we only have 4 people on here, I don't think I want to give anybody shout-outs. Because likely they're not on here. That's okay. They'll just have to be like, I missed my shout-out? Like, yes, you did, turd. I say turd super with love. Anybody who knows me knows that I only throw turd around in love. Oh, goodness, here. You guys, like, muted yourselves, so I feel like a total creep talking to myself.
I can unmute myself.
You're not that loud, but I'm just like,
oh, why you're so quiet to me. I think it's my computer. I don't know what's happening.
You're broken.
This is supposed to be just chatty. I'm not presenting, so you guys can just be chatty with me.
Oh, what's going on?
I didn't know if you wanted to hear cops on in the background. Oh, Steph, you're the thumbnail on my group page.
I'm the what?
You're the thumbnail.
The thumbnail.
Great.
Of the link.
Oh, every time.
All right, guys. I want to do some PRV shout-outs really fast. This is for our whole group. This is for the whole FOSA fam. FOSA fam. I've never said that like that. FOSA fam. FOSA fam. FOSA fam. FOSA. Nope. Fam. I think I've said it in my head 1,000 times, but, like, didn't realize that there wasn't actual English. Like, I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to do shout-outs for a whole group. Anyone under me is getting shit-outed. We're going to do top 10 PRV so far this month. And then I'm going to do top recruiters for the month. Sound like fun? Our top 10 so far this month. Number 1 is Kendra Murphy. She is on my team. Rachel Barkdale. She is number 2. Karen Smith, number 3. I have, you know what, I'm going to pull these open because I want to give you guys proper, like, this is who they're under. That way you guys can kind of put people with teams here. Especially if you don't know these people, you can see who their director is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm amazing.
I somehow fixed
Estimating.
it. I don't know what's up. It was me. It was all me.
All right, Kendra Murphy. She is my frontline. Number 2 is Rachel Barkdole. She is Lacey Hoseman's frontline. I've got Karen Smith, who is Barbara Ellington's frontline. Sarah Wessels is her director. You are in top 10 PRV. Tressa, you are top 10 PRV. You have Sarah Ford as your sponsor. And I've got Tara Thomas, top 10 PRV. Sarah Ford is also your sponsor. Good job, Sarah Ford. You got some good teamies going on. Leanne Merriweather, you are Megan Porter's team member underneath Stephanie Naylor. Congrats, you're in top 10 so far for the month. Tina Schildmeyer, you are Natasha Robinson's, and you are under Sarah Wessels as well, top 10 PRV for the month. Amber St. Clair Hicks, you are on Lacey Hoseman's team, top 10 PRV for the month. Christina Jones, top 10 PRV for the month. You are under Kimberly Martin, who is on Lacey Toschlag's team. And then I've got Shiloh. You are under Jillian Hooten on Christina Eschelman's team. Congratulations, guys. You are all top 10 PRV. Whoop, whoop. For the month so far. Today is the 8th, right? I think 9th? 8th. All right, I want to see who currently has the most active front line. So this is the most people on your team working so far. We've got Cheryl McPherson. You've got 4 girls active so far. They've already got 150 in. Most of them have a party's worth in already. They've already had a party this month, and it's just the first week. Sarah Ford has 3, Stephanie Naylor 3, Cheryl Jones 3, Lacey Hoseman 3, Michelle Dockery 3, Christina Pacchiti. If I said that wrong, I'm so sorry. Message me. You also have 3. Those are our top active teams currently. And then who has sponsored the most people this month so far? Katie Mays. Congratulations, Katie Mays. She is an essential consultant currently. She is promoting to certified next month, and she just recruited 2 people this month already. The number 1 out of, how many people do we have on our team right now? We have, boom, 526 people, and Katie Mays, brand new to Cincy, is our top recruiter for the month so far. Congratulations, Katie.
Woohoo!
She just joined August 16th. So go share the blessing, guys. It's $49 kit a month. It is not unheard of to have 5 to 7 new people. We've only added about 20 so far. I know that sounds like a lot, but we kick booty on $49 a month. So I know you guys have it in you to keep going. Add people like crazy. Don't forget the $49 is the same as buying a warmer and 3 bars. If any of your customers have ever bought a warmer and 3 bars, pitch them that $49 kit so that they can have some fun with us. So we are doing awesome this month so far in sales. You guys are sharing Scentsy like crazy. Everyone's loving that new catalog. Boom. So yeah, good job, Katie Mays. You are our number 1 recruiter for the month so far. Whose team are you on? Because mega claps for you, and I hope your sponsor, Crystal Smith, that's not a surprise. She's a rock star. And then director Stephanie Naylor. So good job, guys. Keep sharing the blessing. Crystal is on her way to director this month. I swear she is.
Yeah.
I swears it. I swears it. And then that means that Stephanie Naylor would be on her way to star director. What? Because you've got Cheryl Jones. All right. All right. I know what we are watching for this month. Goodness gracious, ladies. I'm excited, and I'm tired. You guys, I drove home and past my house, and instead of turning around like a proper lady, I drove through the grass back to my house. I'm so tired. Guys, I had a really weird day. I accidentally locked my baby in the car, and I had to call the police. It was like one of those moments where I'm so used to driving our Ford, which has the keyless entry on the outside.
Yeah.
So I never really have to care about where my keys are because I just whatever. And I threw my keys in my purse, and then I got her out around the other side and opened the door or something. What did I do? Oh, I grabbed my stuff, put it on me, and then I went around the other side and I opened the passenger side door to put my stuff down for a minute while I grabbed the baby to put her in the carrier. But instead of opening her door first and then shutting it, I locked the door and shut it. And then I was standing there without a phone or my keys or my baby. And so I had to flag down a stranger and borrow a phone. It was really fun.
God.
So that was a really fun day. And then I drove through my grass because I passed my driveway. I need to go to
I
bed.
lost Sydney in the car one day. That was when I was dropping her off at her grandmother's. That was pretty horrifying.
Oh. All right. How are we doing? Congrats, everyone. Everyone says congrats, everyone. Awesome. Jenna. Does anybody have any questions this week? Everyone's kind of quiet. We only have like 8 of you on, but there was like 30 of you commenting. Get on here, turds. It's really weird that there's only 8 people on. I felt like we had a lot of people saying they were coming tonight. I think everyone forgot. Or your phone alarms that you set did not actually work. Everyone set those phone alarms and then they snoozed them. You snoozed them. All right, so this is recorded. There's 9 people watching now. There are no comments, Trista. Oh, in the Facebook group. Yep. You can ask the question if you want to. You don't have to tell me you have one. Just ask it. Yeah, I can see the chat on the YouTube. And then I can also see our chat on the Facebook group. The Facebook group, you can comment on the Jammy Time photo in the big Facebook group. So that if you have a question, you can comment there. I'm watching both. But at the end, when we kind of like wrap up, I usually do a giveaway. You will want to be in the Facebook group because that's where I look for the answers at. So just so you know. I see Tamara and Shelly are here. Awesome. What should we talk about since nobody has any questions? Everyone's perfect at their jobs, so we're going to just talk about whatever we want to talk about then. What do we talk about today? What is coming up? I'm going to Superstar Director Summit, but that's not really, it's kind of, I'm scared of it.
What dates are that? What dates is that?
I leave Saturday morning, or Saturday night, and then I come back on the 15th.
How many are going? Or
I don't know. I think it's usually like just under 100 or just over 100 people. It's a really small group. Super greasy. I didn't get a shower today. So I'm going to that. So I'm kind of excited to see what all that is. I was watching a training video today. I don't know if this is the scope of anything that interests anybody, but it was about top tips for if you would like to have a business that eventually makes you 6 figures a year. It was a Cincy video, just like someone's profile, and it was basically like top tips for creating a 6-figure business, like what to do now, like what are your most important things right now to get to that point. Basically, it's the same advice that you would get if you were plateauing. And basically they said you need to build to 100 frontline as fast as you can. So finding ways to just sponsor like crazy. He said don't worry about your sales because your sales are your income right now. Like get your 500 and then move along. Don't worry about being like top sales. Don't worry about, you know, you can put in your $2,000 months if you want that like quick cash, because that's the easiest way to get a lot of cash. But once your team starts growing and stuff, he's like, you can put in the sales if you want to, but if it's hard to get to 2,000, your focus shouldn't even be right quite there. Like, you need to be working to like at least 1,000, just because that's a really healthy number. But you need to work to 100 frontline, which sounds scary. But he's like, over the course of a few years, you need 100 frontline as your like base. Like, you need 100 frontline, and so like make that your goal for 5 years. Like, don't make it your goal for right now. Like, don't try to swallow an elephant in one bite. Like, obviously, you just need to be like, here's my 5-year plan. I want to sponsor 25 people a year, and then build to 100 frontline, or more than that a year if I have to, whatever. That's like 3 a month. He said the average person making over 100,000 a year is sponsoring 3 to 5 people a month. And they get their sponsors from people they meet by just being out there in the world. Like, follow all the best sponsoring tips that you find on YouTube, on the training center, and just actually actively sponsoring, working daily on that aspect of your business, not working, you know, every so often with follow-up calls on that, but actually working actively every day, sponsoring people, sharing, you know, inspirational things on Facebook, messaging leads. He said one of the biggest things that they get sponsors by is just they find ways to meet new people. They do, I'm trying to think of one of the things that they do. It's like blanking right now. I know they're on YouTube a lot, because then you get a lot of random stuff. Brian Clements.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if they do YouTube that much. I know that they I forget what their big online part. I know he has a blog, but he writes about things that aren't always Scentsy, so that it like gets interest from people who wouldn't be searching Scentsy. They were searching for this thing, and then they were like, oh, so he did this through Scentsy. So it kind of like he blogs about business tips and life tips and things like that.
Work with the blog, because I've tried to. I have people ask me that, and I'm trying to make sure. Like, so you can blog about Scentsy and other things. Like, what does it have to be a certain percentage, one or the other, or something?
If it's not a Scentsy website, I think it has to be 70% personal, 30% Scentsy. It just can't be mostly Scentsy. Like, it can't be over half Scentsy or something. So,
but you can get approved, right, as a site.
Yes.
I mean,
but the problem with getting approved as a Scentsy site is you cannot have any external links at all on your website anywhere. It has to all be, if any of the links go anywhere, it has to go to your social media profiles or products on the Scentsy page, or something, you know, on your actual external website or on your actual personal website. So if it's an approved Scentsy website, it cannot link anywhere. Like, it can't even in the footer say who designed the site. It can't have a link to them. So it has to be all Scentsy directed, like directed to back to Scentsy, your personal website.
So is his Scentsy, or is his more?
I think theirs is intended. I think theirs is not an approved site, because I think they like to keep it a lot of personal motivation.
Yeah.
I'm looking that up. Is it Global Scents or Global Fragrance Business?
Global. I don't know. I remember I haven't seen it in a long time.
globalfragrancebusiness.com. I know that's one of their biggest recruiting tools. So it's mostly like a training site. Maybe theirs is approved. Yeah, it says it's an approved Scentsy website. It didn't used to be. So yeah. So it is now. I don't know if it used to be, but they still do business tips and stuff. He writes blogs about, like his most current one in July is a really, really easy way to build a very large network. So I would follow him. They're really good at recruiting frontline people, especially if you want to build a business that's just blows your mind. Get active on social media in ways that you're reaching more than just your friends. give back to the Scentsy community. That's one of like give back training. Like think of something that works, train on it, record yourself, you know, a YouTube video, and then get that in the hands of consultants because they'll share it and you'll get followed that way. But what that helps you do is it shows your business, or it shows your videos and stuff higher in the search. So if somebody's looking for Scentsy or looking for something, they're more likely to find your videos. So just creating content that's interesting to people that they would be willing to share with their teams or friends or on their Facebooks and stuff like that. So he does a lot of content creation. If you'll see their blog shared here and there, some of his articles. They're really great. He's got a lot to say about network marketing and stuff like that. But what he says is their goal is just 100 frontline always. So if they have people terminate, their goal is to recoup that some way. So they're always, they don't care, you know, like they work on the rest of their business, but their goal is always adding frontline people because that's where the most of your money is going to be. That's where the future of your business lies, especially if you can help them build their own businesses and things like that. And he said after you've gotten about 100 frontline and about 8 frontline directors, which once you have that many frontline, directors start coming. Like it's kind of one of those things where once everyone starts like I don't what's not reproducing, kind of doing what you do, replicating, then directors just kind of happen. So you want to like lead in a way that number one encourages your team members to sponsor others. So that you're building leaders because that's the future of your business as well. But be working in a way that's transparent. So they blog about their business, they make videos about their business and things like that. They want to be completely transparent. So if their team's like, oh, I wonder what Megan and Ryan do to do what they do, it's all out there. Like they can go figure out what Megan and Ryan do because they've trained on everything that they do. So make sure you lead in a way that's transparent, that your team isn't wondering what you do every day in your business. They're not wondering, does she do home parties? Like, how does she get her PRV? Does she do outside sales, etc.? You want to lead as transparently as possible so that it's really easy for your team to replicate what you do. So that was one of their tips. It wasn't like, where did I see this video? Maybe it was an old one someone shared with me. Either way, it was him. And I was watching it.
From Scentsy, or was it his?
I don't know if it was him or a Scentsy one. I just know it was Ryan.
I feel like I've seen this video too. That's why I'm just
right?
like...
I just don't remember. It was like one of those things I like scrolled by, but I don't even know who shared it or where or what. Either way, if you ever see anything pop up by Ryan or Megan Clements, they are really good at what they do. There's just so many things you can do. If it's just something you're really interested in, making Scentsy business like your main thing and really doing well at it, it's not so much about gaining Scentsy knowledge that's going to help you. It's really gaining knowledge about the industry, finding ways, reading network marketing books, finding ways that things work for other companies, copying people that you know do a really great job at the things you know you need to do well at, and just reaching out to people you really admire and trust. Like, I trust Megan and Ryan. Like, I know that they're not, like, fly-by-night consultants. They're not going to just build a network and then skip over to another company and build a network. Like, people that you can trust that are going to be with Scentsy a long time. Copy those people, see what they're doing, emulate their behaviors, and another thing I think he was just talking about, you have to do it every day. You have to treat it like a full-time job. I know he says they honestly work at least 30 hours a week on their business, if not more. During busy season, it's astronomical. They are always working. He sets hours. Like, their kids cannot interrupt them. The hours, to do their business, writing content for their blog, making sure that they've scheduled all it. How I poked myself in the eye. That they schedule all their Facebook posts and that they've got their videos planned out for the week. And he goes, you're just really doing deliberate online activity, not just sharing a flyer here and there on a whim, but like having a deliberate plan for what you do. And tracking what you do and making sure that what you're doing creates results, because if it doesn't, you need to just stop doing it so that you're not wasting time. But you just always want to build to 100 frontline is your goal. And honestly, that sounds intimidating, but if you're actively recruiting all the time, and I hate the word recruiting. I don't mean to use it. I apologize when I do. If you're actively, I really hurt my eyeball. If you're actively sponsoring new team members constantly, that's just going to be something that happens as you do that. It's going to build. And then as you work on training your team members and encouraging them, they're going to stay. So yeah, your goal should be 100 frontline eventually. Not like tomorrow, not like by the end of the year. But make that like your 5-year goal or your 4-year goal. I remember Orville saying something once about how stop expecting magic to happen the moment you sign up, but really look at Sensi as like your college education. Make 4 years your education. You know, like you're working, you know, doing your homework, doing the tough stuff, all the hard work. College is hard. That's where you're doing all the hard work. You're learning, you're training constantly, you're taking tests, you're trying new things, you're, you know, all the hard work is during college. So your first 4 years of Sensi is just laying all the bricks, groundwork, homework, working your booty off, so that after 4 years, you're hopefully where you want to be.
I'm still in my first 4 years.
So that, you know, at the end of the 4 years, you get your job. He says, but some people, he goes, if it didn't happen in 4 years, don't forget some people get their masters and their PhDs, so just keep going. But just don't worry about setting extreme crazy goals before your 4-year mark. Make your 4-year mark your, like, big, crazy, hairy, scary, especially if you're new. If you've been around for a while or you've already done it 4 years, set the next 4 years, or, you know, set a couple years, but don't worry about it not being overnight. Focus on those consistent actions that get you where you want to go. Do you guys have anything to add to that? Look how red my eyes are now. I slammed my finger into my eyeball.
Just recently?
Just now. Did you guys not see me, like, impale myself? I was talking with my hands, and I, like, shoved my fingernail into my eye socket. I'm surprised that I have an eyeball.
Those metallic fingernails that you have.
I know. They're really short, though. Like,
hey, Mike.
They're not long. That's from the backside. I just literally, my brass knuckle nails. Brass knuckle nails!
No, I don't know. That was really interesting. I like that. But, because, like, sometimes I feel like at times I'm giving too much attention to sponsoring, and then other times I'm not giving enough attention to it. It's just, like, all about balance, and you just got to figure out the balance to it. But yeah, your front line is, I mean, if you want your business to grow, that's going to be where you need to focus. But, yeah.
I created a group just for my front line. Mostly because I need to get better at it, but, I mean, your frontline are your future. Like, the rest of your team is a wonderful asset, but your frontline you make the most off of, percentage-wise. And this shouldn't, I don't want my frontline to feel like I'm like, you are dollar signs. That's not what I mean, but I'm like, if you want to build a business, I mean, at the end of the day, you guys are like, hey, it would probably be nice to make some money doing this. I mean, I like fragrance and wax and all that. It's amazing, but, you know, I want to take my relationship with Sensi to the next level. So it's really important
It'll be
to focus.
Serious now. A serious relationship.
We're having the defining the relationship talk, the DTR. Yes. Wait. Defining
DTF. No, not that.
No, not appropriate.
It is
DTR. Add some little marks to that. Anyway, but if it's something that you guys are interested in, your front line is your focus, because that's where your directors are going to start sprouting out of. Like, I'm pretty psyched, you know, the two people who jumped on to do presenting are my front line. High five, kudos to Stephanie and Brittany. But encouraging and empowering your front line, getting them to take responsibility for their businesses, getting them to start adding people to their teams, helping them feel ownership of their own businesses, not feeling like they owe you anything. I feel like I try to do a pretty good job with my team to make sure you guys know you don't owe me anything. Like, you guys are running your own businesses, and I'm focusing on your businesses, not what you're doing for mine. But just really work on empowering your frontline and getting their businesses going, because that's where your future is, and it doesn't cost you anything to give back and give to them and to work your business focused on them, not yourself. Because that's really honestly one of their biggest things is, you know, you're not focusing on your own business technically. You're not focusing on your PRV. You're not focusing on what is this doing for me. You're like, okay, I need to get, you know, 100 frontline eventually, that I will make my core people in my business that I'm focused on, that I'm running trainings with, and that I'm helping develop into leaders and things like that. Because if you develop your frontline, you're not going to spend as much time developing their frontline, because you're going to have taught them how to develop their own frontline. So you want to make sure that if you focus on your frontline, you're focusing on encouraging them, empowering them, getting them to sponsor, but getting them to feel comfortable training their own teams. Because honestly, at the end of the day, like they said, your organization is going to be ginormous at that point. And if you spent all this time focusing on the wrong areas, you're going to get really burnt out and overwhelmed. So if you always stick to your front line as your most important focus, building your front line, strengthening your front line, training your front line, and encouraging them, that's a very scalable approach to running a business from small to multi-million dollars, essentially. Does that make sense, you guys?
Yeah.
Because those are actions that help you, with all of
Well, I
it.
was just gonna say, and you know, even if you're a brand new consultant, don't think that, you know, you gotta wait like some odd months or years or whatever to, you know, invite people to join your team. Like, do it now. Do it the day you sign up, day one. I mean, you learn together. That's probably the easiest and probably the most fun way to do it anyways, is learning with your friends or whoever wants to, you know, join your team. But don't wait. I mean, you don't think, okay, I'm new, I'm not going to be a good sponsor or whatever. You're going to be the perfect sponsor because you can learn together. Just, you know, if you have somebody that wants to join your team or shows interest, I mean, ask them, invite them, whatever. I mean, don't wait around.
I think that's what's really big to me about Scentsy, is being super authentic. Like, you don't have to have it all together. Like, I didn't even shower today, guys. I didn't shower yesterday either. I didn't shower yesterday either, and I'm not even sure if I showered the day before that. Like, who gives a poop? And I'm still coming on here and training my team and helping you guys out and having fun with you. I think it's just really important. Like, if you're brand new, you're not going to have an easier time in your entire Scentsy career of sponsoring people than you are right this moment, because your enthusiasm is high, and your friends are watching what you're kind of getting into. You just need to start asking your best friends, be like, hey, $49, come do this with me. I'm having fun. You're going to have fun. Let's just hang out and do this. It is the easiest way for you to build your team, is when you don't know anything. And honestly, you don't even have to act like you know what you're doing. You can be like, hey, let's learn this together. Let's go on this journey together. Let's figure this out together. It's okay that I don't know what I'm doing, because we're going to do this together. We're going to watch training videos together. We're going to go to Jammy Time on Thursdays and learn stuff. And we're just going to do this together. You don't have to have it all together. You don't have to have all the answers. That's what we're here for. That's what Jammy Time on Thursdays is for. That's what, that's what our whole team is for, is to help you develop your skills, and things like that. Your sponsor, you are their frontline. They're going to help you develop those leadership skills. But you don't have to have them to start. You can just start going crazy, adding new team members, and you guys will all learn it together. Because what you learn from your sponsor, you're going to actively pass down to your frontline, so that you are learning, you're helping train them, and you are improving your own skill set. You don't have to have it all together and everything.
And if you you're going to fail sometimes. You're going to succeed really well, and then you're going to go down, then you're going to go back up, and it's just going to happen. But the most important part is to just stick it through. Like, the people that are successful after a few years or whatnot are the people that just kept going, no matter if they got down and, to a really low point and whatnot. Like, they eventually get back up there. Like, people that are directors, star directors, superstar directors, like Christina, like, they didn't get there just like, after they failed 5, 6, 8, 10, 20 times quitting. They stuck it through. Like, you just, don't give up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. And I think that it's really important to understand that a healthy business is going to have its ups and downs. That just means you're working it. Every single business is going to go through its ups and downs. It's going to have its dips. It's going to have its plateaus and things like that. But it's what you do about it that's going to change everything. If you are always working your business, you're going to get through all of it. Forward motion is forward motion, but it doesn't matter how fast you're going. If you're moving forward and you're always working your business, it's going to go the right direction. Even if it dips here and there, it's going to keep going the right overall direction. So I just say start with the stuff you want to continue doing. Start sponsoring now. Start doing big things. Don't be afraid because you're new. You have a full support system here. You got all of us that are going to help you out. And it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to ask for forgiveness instead of permission sometimes. Just be enthusiastic and work your businesses. Go read the Scentsy policies the best you can and just go nuts. I mean, if anyone knows me, I offer a lot of grace for enthusiasm and mistakes we make when we're excited. I can actually, if you just follow my time hop, if there's a way for you guys to read my time hop, you would see how dumb I was when I first started Scentsy and how many times I said things I wasn't supposed to say, and I was probably out of compliance because I was just excited. I didn't realize that was bad. I learned it as I went. And Scentsy has that kind of grace too, especially if you're not deliberately breaking rules. Scentsy's not going to be like, well, one time, peace out. No, they have grace too, and they're excited that you're excited. They understand the things we do when we're excited, so you don't have to have it all figured out to do your very best. And make sure you guys lead your teams and our group with grace as well. If they're new and you can tell that they're just doing things because they're excited, just let them be excited. It's okay to really gently be like, hey, just so you know, like, you don't have to change this right now, but I would be careful doing this or things like that. Just lead with grace. Be kind. You don't know anyone's story. You don't know how new they are, but just be kind and be graceful. Either way, start now.
Like, new consultants or anybody really, like, because I've been a consultant now for 3 years, and take advantage of the team page or team pages that you're on. Not everybody has that. Christina didn't have all that support when she started. Like, take advantage of it because since I've been in it for 3 years, what I've seen is mostly, like, all the people that I've seen grow and eventually become directors or almost to directors are all those people that were always, taking part in the team page or taking part in trainings or Trivia Tuesday or whatever Christina would have on for us. And like, it's just the people that were the most active. Now, you don't have to be on Facebook all the time or anything like that, but they were just always really active in conversation or just active in the team as a whole, like even team meetings or whatnot, and they showed up for those. It's like most of the people that I've seen grow and get to big, reach big goals have been very, very active and participated a lot, so.
Yeah, for sure. I think honestly, there are direct results between your participation and activity in our big Facebook page and your business results. I wish I had been doing studies on it for the last 4 years and actually been tracking because it's insane how obvious whose businesses are doing what just by how active they are. Just commenting and helping others, liking things, coming to every training, just showing up. Making Scentsy a priority, making trainings a priority, making commenting and helping others a priority. It is ridiculous what that does for your business. It's such a passive behavior, but it's there's a lot that happens when your energy just shifts the right direction. The rest of your business goes that direction too. So make trainings a priority. Make sure your teams are making trainings a priority. When you're recruiting people, one of your first things that you need to be doing is getting them plugged in and connected to our team page. It is one of the most important parts of their business, is their connection to us, to this team page, and things like that, because people who feel connected and they feel included are less likely to give up. So it's just really important that the second you sign them on, be like, hey, we have Jammy Time this Thursday. It's when our team just gets together to hang out. Please come, so that you can get connected and you can kind of meet our leaders and you can ask questions and just kind of explore our team. So if you have a team, get them here. Like, act like it's mandatory. Make it a priority. I know some of you guys work and you guys watch it the next day. That's fine, but that just can't be everyone. Like, a commitment and prioritizing trainings is one of the most important things that you're ever going to do for your business. And getting included, getting connected to the Facebook page, commenting, sharing, that is one of the biggest assets to your business. I don't know what it is about it, but yeah, it's very true what Stephanie said. The people who are, rising to director, that are having success in their business, great months and things like that, are the ones who are just genuinely getting involved in the Cincy community. And that just starts with our team page. Start there. Get involved, get connected, start flexing your training muscles, start flexing your sharing muscles, and just really get involved. Commenting, coming to trainings, and making things a priority like that. And you're going to see a lot of crazy cool things happen with your personal business by doing that.
And don't use working full-time as an excuse. I worked full-time all the way up until last week.
I became a director working 60 hours a week.
Yeah.
And I had a kid, a brand new baby. He just turned 1 when I started Cincy, and I was working 60 hours a week doing Cincy and this, and my dad was in the hospital dying, and I made director and recruited my first few people. So you have time. It's just what you're doing with your time, priorities, things like that. You're welcome to do whatever you want with your time, but I do know what it takes to get director, to make paychecks that change your life and things like that. And it's focus, it's prioritizing your business, getting involved in our team page, our trainings, and things like that. So
if you're not like commenting, sorry.
I said get connected.
Well, I was saying, like, if you're not able to like comment during the day or whenever there's like an active discussion going on or an active training, like she was saying, if you're working or whatever. Definitely watch it later, but also, like, there's a search bar, and I know we've said this like a few different times, but I know we have a lot of new people, but there's a search bar in the group. If there's something like you have a question on, just a general topic like fundraising or whatever, like search fundraising in that search bar on our team page, and you're going to find like anything that had to do with that. And there might be stuff that's like a few years old that nobody's really brought back up lately or whatever, but you might find something there that really helps you out, like, with where you're at in your business or whatever. Just anything, just like spend a couple hours one day and just like, go through the team page, look at old stuff or your smaller team pages or whatever too. Like, you're going to find all kinds of really good stuff, trainings and things that happened even before you might have joined that will be helpful for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, our team page has a ridiculous plethora of awesomeness. It's got years of experience in it. And the cool thing is, you're going to be able to see like people like Brittany and Stephanie. If you just go back a few years, you'll see them being new and see what some of their questions were. And like, it's a time capsule of awesome information as you go back. If you scroll back far enough, you'll find the day that I discovered we had monthly specials, and I was 6 months in and had no idea that we had warm runs out of the month. I'm just saying, there's a lot of cool stuff if you go all the way back. But yeah, we have a lot of great learning in our group. We've learned together. We've grown together. We did it all together. So get connected. We really like hanging out with each other and learning together and just going on this journey together. So get connected. Encourage your new team members and current team members to prioritize things like Jammy Time. That's why we decided to start just doing something every week so that it was consistent. It was always here. You guys could count on it. So we're counting on you guys to jump in and just hang out with us. Put your jammies on and literally come hang out with us. Our goal is just to have Q&A and just to chat about each other's weeks and the cool things you've done that week. Like if you had a great party, jumping on as a presenter and being like, hey guys, I had a great party this week. I want to tell you what went right, like what my experience was. Or if you found a really cool way to make samples, jumping on Jammy Time and sharing that. At any time, you can click that presenter's link and be like, I had an awesome week, and I just want to share that with everybody. I really want this to be just our everyone comes together and hangs out time. So please get your groups super involved in Jammy Time. Make it like the most important part of everyone's week, so that we can really get our team connected to each other. Everyone feels included, because this is a place that anyone's allowed to come into and hang out. So Lacey loves Jammy Time. Shelly says we're going to see her everywhere now. Lacey Hartley says she loves Jammy Time. Let me see what questions we had over on the YouTube page. What smells similar to Paradise Punch? Do you guys know what smells similar to Paradise Punch? I don't.
No.
Somebody wants to know how to book parties. Please, if you want to, go to my YouTube page, my YouTube channel. Just search Christina Stainbrook on YouTube. I've got really great booking games and things like that on there that you could start with. Honestly, to book your first party, you just have to ask. You have to ask your best friend and make them feel guilty about it and to say, we're having a party, when are you having it? Sometimes don't even ask. Just say, hey, dude, when are you having a party for me? What's your September look like? Be assertive. You have an awesome product. You work for an awesome company. You are not going to disappoint them with your party. You're going to have a great time. So be assertive. Don't post on Facebook hoping people are going to see it. Facebook only shows about 7% of your friends any of your posts. So do not rely on people to see what you've posted. If you have an online launch party or you have a party going that you think that nobody wants anything to do with your business because no one's interacting, it's because Facebook does that. That has nothing to do with how awesome your business is, how excited your friends are for you, or that party. No, Facebook is not perfect. It's not the catch-all medium for your business. Make sure you're getting personally involved with people, and you're texting people, and you're messaging people, and you're calling your friends, or you're saying, hey, let's go get coffee and smell some scents. Like, you have to get personal with your business, especially to start it off. So, sorry, that's just, I say that like every week, but I still get really surprised at who doesn't do that. Like, I'll get invited to, like, Facebook parties, and I ask you, are you messaging anyone? Have you called? And they're like, no, nobody's seeing my post. I'm like, you got to get off Facebook. You got to go be in the world and really share your business because you're excited and no one can see that on Facebook. You can use all the exclamation points as you want, but that's going to either be exciting or they're going to think you're on something. So you really got to go be in face-to-face with somebody, because it's really crazy the kind of things that happen when you get something in front of people. People have a lot harder time saying no to your face and to your voice because they can really feel what you feel when you get personal with them. So don't be afraid to get personal. Do the hard things because they're the things that work. Do the things that scare you to death because those are the ones that are going to get you results. Promise. All right, let me see here. What are we going to give people tonight? I've got some extra entries here. If you do not comment below, like, those of you who screenshotted your camera, your calendars, if you're not here, you can't win. So I hope you're here because I want everyone to comment below who's on right now. You have, it is 9:53 Eastern. You have until 9:58 to comment on the post in Jammy Time. I did not realize that I had my camera all the way up. To comment on the post in Jammy Time. I like moved it because I can't see the tabs. It's like hanging over the computer. My husband has a weird camera. Okay, it is 9:54. You have 5 minutes. So 9:59, 5 minutes from this very, very moment, I need you to comment below with, what do you guys think? I had them tell me their cowboy names once and their favorite cheese. Comment below.
Favorite Halloween movie.
With your favorite Your favorite Halloween movie. You've got till 9:59 to come up with your favorite Halloween movie. If you also screenshotted your calendar showing that Jammy Time was in your calendar every week with an alarm, you will get an extra entry into tonight's drawing. So you have till 9:59 to tell me your favorite Halloween movie. Thanks for coming tonight, guys. Please make it important to you and your. We want to get this to be like the best place to be on Thursday nights. So encourage your teams to get here. You get here every week. Make it a thing. I know Stephanie and I always have a meeting till 8:30 on Thursdays, and then we rush home. I got home at like 8:40 and got both my kids fed, changed, put to bed before 9. So you guys can do it, I promise. Get here at 9, have fun with us, make it a thing, get your favorite drink, put on your pajamas, join us for Jammy Time. We really just want this to be a place that we all come together, share our success stories, ask our questions, encourage each other, and just bring everything we have to the table to really make this a great community for our new team members to get connected in. So, all right, guys. I will start reading comments, and if any of them went unanswered, Brittany and Stephanie, they're going to jump on too, probably, and we'll just make sure that everything on that thread got answered. And I encourage all of you to come back next week. If you have something you want to share on Jammy Time, like a great party idea that you found successful or an awesome customer experience you had this week, please bring it to the table. We want you up here, we want you in here, and we want to hang out with you. Love you guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.